Story 3, in which Tigger comes to the forest and has breakfast.
Winnie the Pooh woke up suddenly in the middle of the night and listened. Then he got out of bed and lit his candle and stumped across the room to see if anybody was trying to get into his honey cupboard, and they weren't. So he stumped back again, blew out his candle and got into bed. Then he heard a noise.
Whir, 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 whir.
Is that you, Piglet? Come in, Christopher Robin. Tell me about it tomorrow, Eeyore.
Whir, 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 whir.
What can it be? There are lots of noises in the forest, but this is a different one. It isn't a growl, and it isn't a purr, and it isn't a bark, and it isn't the noise you make before beginning a piece of poetry, but it's a noise of some kind, made by a strange animal, and he's making it outside my door, so I shall get up and ask him not to do it. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Hello? How long is this going on for?
Who is it?
Me!
Oh, well, come here.
So whatever it was came here, and in the light of the candle he and Pooh looked at each other. Pooh had never seen anything like him before.
I'm Pooh.
I'm Tigger.
Oh, does Christopher Robin know about you?
Of course he does.
Ah, well, it's the middle of the night, which is a good time for going to sleep, and tomorrow morning we'll have some honey for breakfast. Do Tiggers like honey?
They like everything.
Ah, then if they like going to sleep on the floor, I'll go back to bed and we'll do things in the morning. Good night.
When Pooh awoke in the morning, the first thing he saw was Tigger sitting in front of the looking-glass and looking at himself.
Hello.
Hello? I've found somebody just like me. I thought I was the only one of them.
Tigger, it isn't somebody just like you. It's actually...
Excuse me a moment, but there's something climbing up your table. Whir, 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 whir. Have I won?
That's my tablecloth.
I wondered what it was.
It goes on the table and you put things on it.
Then why did it try to bite me when I wasn't looking?
I don't think it did.
It tried, but I was too quick for it.
Pooh put the cloth back on the table and put a large honey pot on the cloth, and they sat down to breakfast. As soon as they sat down, Tigger took a large mouthful of honey and looked up at the ceiling with his head on one side and made exploring noises with his tongue and considering noises and what have we got here noises. And then he said in a very decided voice,
Tiggers don't like honey.
Oh, I thought they liked everything.
Everything except honey.
I'll tell you what, Tigger, as soon as I've finished my own breakfast, I'll take you round to Piglet's house and you can try some of his haycorns.
Thank you, Pooh, because haycorns is really what Tiggers like best. Whir, 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 whir.
A word, Tigger, about Piglet.
Whir, 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 whir.
Piglet is a very small animal who doesn't like bouncing. So could you try not to be too bouncy just at first?
Tiggers are only bouncy before breakfast. As soon as they've had a few haycorns, they become quiet and refined.
Well, here we are, Piglet's house.
Whir, 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 whir.
Tigger.
Sorry, Pooh.
Hello, Pooh.
Hello, Piglet. This is Tigger.
Oh, is it? I thought Tiggers were smaller than that.
Not the big ones.
They like haycorns, so that's what we've come for, because poor Tigger hasn't had any breakfast yet.
Come in. I was having some breakfast myself, Pooh. Here you are, Tigger. Haycorns. Help yourself. So, you're Tigger. Well, well.
Tiggers, oh, I ate.
What?
Oh, excuse me. Tiggers don't like acorns.
But you said you liked everything except honey.
Everything except honey and acorns.
Oh, I see.
Tigger, what about thistles?
Thistles is what Tiggers like best.
Then let's go along and see Eeyore.
So off the three of them went, and after they had walked and walked and walked, they came to the part of the forest where Eeyore was.
Hello, Eeyore. This is Tigger.
What is?
This.
What did you say it was?
Tigger.
He's just come.
When is he going?
Eeyore, Tigger is a great friend of Christopher Robin's, and he's come to stay in the forest.
You mustn't mind Eeyore, because he's always gloomy.
On the contrary, I'm feeling particularly cheerful this morning, little piglet.
I haven't had any breakfast yet.
Oh, I knew there was something. Tiggers always eat thistles, so that was why we came to see you, Eeyore.
Don't mention it, Boo.
Oh, Eeyore, I didn't mean that I didn't want to see you.
Quite. But your new stripy friend, naturally he wants his breakfast. What did you say his name was?
Tigger.
Then come this way, Tigger. A rather special little patch of thistles I was keeping for my birthday, but after all, what are birthdays? Here today and gone tomorrow. Help yourself, Tigger.
Thank you, Eeyore. Pooh, are these really thistles?
Yes,
What Tiggers like best?
that's right.
I see.
What's the matter?
Hot!
Your friend appears to have bitten on a bee.
Tiggers don't like thistles at all.
Then why bend a perfectly good one?
But you said that Tiggers liked everything except honey and acorns.
And thistles.
What are we going to do, Piglet?
We must go and see Christopher Robin.
You'll find him with Kanga.
War's hot.
Could you ask your friend to do his exercises somewhere else? I shall be having lunch directly, and I don't want it bounced on me just before I begin. A trifling matter, and fussy of me. But we all have our little ways.
Come along, Tigger, and we'll go and see Kanga. She's sure to have lots of breakfast for you.
Hot. Come on.
Tigger bounced off, and Pooh and Piglet walked slowly after him. And as they walked, Piglet said nothing, because he couldn't think of anything, and Pooh said nothing, because he was thinking of a poem. And when he had thought of it, he began.
What shall we do about poor little Tigger? If he never eats nothing, he'll never get bigger. He doesn't like honey and acorns and thistles because of the taste and because of the bristles. And all the good things which an animal likes have the wrong sort of swallow or too many spikes.
He's quite big enough anyway.
Oh, he isn't really very big.
Well, he seems so.
But whatever his weight in pounds, shillings and ounces, he always seems bigger because of his bounces. And that's the whole poem. Do you like it, Piglet?
All except the shillings. I don't think they ought to be there.
Well, they wanted to come in after the pounds, so I let them. It's the best way to write poetry, letting things come.
Oh, I didn't know.
Is this the way? Are we there, Pooh? Are we there, Piglet?
Yes, nearly, Tigger. But look, here's Christopher Robin.
Oh, there you are, Tigger. I knew you'd be somewhere.
I've been finding things in the forest. I've found a Pooh and a Piglet and an Eeyore. But I can't find any breakfast.
Christopher Robin, don't you know what Tigger's like?
I expect if I thought very hard I should. But I thought Tiggers knew.
I do. Everything there is in the world. Except honey and acorns and... what were those hot things called?
Thistle.
Yes, and those.
Oh, well then, Kanga can give you some breakfast.
So they went into Kanga's house, and when Roo had said,
Hello, Pooh.
and,
Hello, Piglet.
and,
Hello, Tigger.
twice,
Hello, Tigger.
because he had never said it before and it sounded funny, they told Kanga what they wanted. And Kanga said very kindly,
Well, look in my cupboard, Tigger dear. and see what you like.
because she knew at once that, however big Tigger seemed to be, he wanted as much kindness as Roo. And Pooh, who was beginning to feel a little 11 o'clockish, said,
Shall I look too?
And Pooh found a small tin of condensed milk, and something seemed to tell him that Tiggers didn't like this, so he took it into a corner by itself and went with it to see that no one interrupted it. But the more Tigger put his nose into this and his paw into that, the more things he found which Tiggers didn't like. And when he had found everything in the cupboard and couldn't eat any of it, he said to Kanga,
What happens now?
but Kanga and Christopher Robin and Piglet were standing round Roo, watching him have his extract of malt, and Roo was saying,
Must I?
Now, Roo dear, you remember what you promised?
What is it, Piglet?
It's strengthening medicine. He hates it.
So Tigger came closer, and he leant over the back of Roo's chair, and suddenly he put out his tongue and took one large gallop. With a sudden jump of surprise, Kanga said,
Oh!
and clutched at the spoon again just as it was disappearing, and pulled it safely back out of Tigger's mouth. But the extract of malt had gone.
Tigger dear!
Hey, he's taken my medicine, he's taken my medicine, he's taken my medicine.
Then Tigger looked up at the ceiling and closed his eyes, and his tongue went round and round his chops in case he had left any outside. And a peaceful smile came over his face.
So that's what Tigger's like.
Which explains why he always lived at Kanga's house afterwards, and had extract of malt for breakfast, dinner and tea. And sometimes, when Kanga thought he wanted strengthening, he had a spoonful or two of Roo's breakfast after meals as medicine. But Piglet said to Pooh,
But I think that he's been strengthened quite enough.